largest city in our bitterly divided nation, where, like the rest of the country, we're still trying to wrap our heads around the senseless murder of the popular podcaster and conservative activist Charlie Kirk yesterday, whose death has amplified our anger, our differences. And I've seen a lot of extraordinarily vile responses to this from both sides of the political spectrum. Some people are cheering this, which is something I won't ever understand. And we had another school shooting yesterday in Colorado, the 100th one of the year. And with all these terrible things happening, you would think that our president will at least make an attempt to bring us together. But he didn't. President Obama did. President Biden did. Presidents Bush and Clinton did. President Trump did not. Instead, he blamed Democrats for their rhetoric. The man who told a crowd of supporters that maybe the Second Amendment people should do something about Hillary Clinton. The man who said he wouldn't mind if someone shot through the fake news media. The man who unleashed a mob on the Capitol and said Liz Cheney should face 9 barrels shooting at her for supporting his opponent blames the radical left for their rhetoric. And then the man who on 9/11, 2001, bragged that his building was now the tallest building in New York, which wasn't even true, by the way, visited the Pentagon for a 9/11 memorial, which, believe it or not, he made a bigly improvement over last year when he showed up at a 9/11 remembrance at a fire station in Lower Manhattan with a 9/11 conspiracy theorist who claims it was an inside job. This year, he brought his wife, which was better for sure. And I have to say, I don't know what's going on, but those two lovebirds, they seem to be closer than ever. I mean, if you see during the ceremony, in a tender moment, Donald reaches over and gives her a little tap. He taps her like he's hoping ketchup would come out. And she didn't really respond. Maybe that's their signal for my diaper is full. I don't know. And then it was off to New York for a Yankees game. Slow DiMaggio made an appearance at Yankee Stadium after an appearance last week at the U.S. Open. It's all part of his Getting Booed in Public tour. Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani was supposed to go to the Yankee game with him to sit with the president, but he accidentally showed up at a Yankee candle store. So Uncle Scam, though, he's all over the place right now. You know, last month, Trump, he fired the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor and Statistics because he didn't like the job numbers she released. So he replaced her, and now we have a new round of numbers. And guess what? Those numbers are bad, too. We added 900,000 fewer jobs than projected. I wonder, do you think they fight over who has to give them the news? Like, no, you go, I'm not bringing them these numbers. But say what you like about him, he surrounds himself with the best people. They had hearings this morning to confirm some new Trump nominees, including our next ambassador to the Bahamas, which is former NFL running back and disgraced former Senate candidate Herschel Walker. You may remember Herschel Walker, when he ran for Senate in Georgia, was plagued by a series of scandals and gaffes, including an admission that he fathered multiple children out of wedlock and allegations that he paid for 2 abortions despite his strong pro-life stance. So today, he sat before the Foreign Affairs Committee and the Honorable Senator Ted Cruz.
He is a man of great faith, discipline, dependability, and resilience. Indeed, when it comes to discipline, one of the things I've learned about Herschel is he doesn't eat breakfast and he doesn't eat lunch.
That's right. He can't figure out how to use a fork. So Herschel is not what you might call a scholar. Let's just say if it wasn't for football, there's a chance Herschel might not have gotten into college.
At one time, science said man came from apes. Did it not? Well, this was interesting, though. If that is true, why are there still apes? Think about it.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about it for years since you said it. So with that kind of brain power sloshing around in his head, it was time for the H-Man to answer some questions.
What policy approaches, in your judgment, should we pursue to help the Bahamas resist Chinese pressure?
Oh, this should be good.
One of the things that I feel that I would do to get China to is continue to work with the Bahamian people to make sure that we become the partner of choice, and at the same time work with a lot of the American companies to come to the Bahamas to see the key investments that they can make down in the Bahamas to combat against China, because I think they're coming down with a lot of money.
Well, maybe sports don't prepare you for life, you know? I feel like we could just send him to a Margaritaville and tell him he's in the Bahamas. Welcome, Ambassador Walker. Can I get you a double cheeseburger in paradise? Oh, right, you don't eat lunch. Never mind. If confirmed, Walker would join another former football player in the Trump administration. Last month, he named Hall of Fame linebacker Lawrence Taylor to his council on sports, fitness, and nutrition, though that seemed to be news to Lawrence.
I'm just proud to be on this team. I don't know why. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing, but I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve you. Okay, so I'm gonna do the best I can for as long as I can. Thank you very much.
Well, at least LT's honest. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing here, but here I am. You know, down in Florida, there's always something stupid going on. No state provides us with more nonsense. And with that said, it's time to check in on This Week in Florida.
This is Shirley Pasamanik, 70 years young and just 90 pounds. She says she's still recovering after a fight to save her dog's life. Her 14-year-old dog, Sparky, suddenly mauled by a pit bull.
I couldn't open his mouth. I'm 90-pound, 70-year-old woman. You know what I mean? So I bit him on the back of the neck.
That's right. She bit the pit bull back, which actually worked.
I bit him. I had to. I'm 91. I'm 91 pounds.
Well, you know what? At least she's finally eating. Right? I mean...
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
That's right. What happened to that? I guess they stopped eating the pets. Florida isn't the only weird state, by the way. We have some characters here in California ourselves. Just over the hill from us in Burbank, we've got humans who, while they might not be biting dogs, they are acting like them.
New tonight, the so-called Burbank butt sniffer is headed to jail. He was arrested twice in 2 months for sniffing a woman's backside in a Burbank store.
Well, what do you expect from the Burbank butt sniffer? It's right in the title of his name. What's next? Are you going to arrest Cedric for entertaining? In Washington, lawmakers are still squabbling over these Epstein files. Republican senators blocked a motion to force a vote on making the Department of Justice release the files. The vote went 51 to 49. If you're keeping score, Republicans spent the last 4 years demanding the release of these Epstein files, and the last 4 months screaming, do not release these Epstein files. It's very suspicious. As far as I see, there are only two plausible reasons for refusing to release the files. Either Trump's in it or they are. There's nothing else. I think part of the reason these files are so tantalizing is we know literally everything else about Donald Trump. We know what he eats. We know what he thinks. We know what he's tweeting from the toilet. There are tell-all books and tell-all books about the tell-all books. But these files are the one thing that's still a mystery when it comes to the world's most famous orangutan. So, which means there must be something truly crazy in them, like video of him nude riding a jet ski, or maybe Polaroids of a crooked little mushroom stump. I don't know. I'm just asking questions, okay? You know, I mentioned last night that in response to the backlash from the MAGAverse, Cracker Barrel, not only did they change their logo back, they've decided to pump the brakes on plans to renovate their restaurants, which is a big win, not just for their inexplicably angry customers, but also for one very specific small business.
The woke Cracker Barrel rebrand is officially canceled, which is great news for us at the Things on Restaurant Walls Warehouse Outlet. We've got washboards, wooden ducks, canes, fishing nets, top hats, a grainy photo of a white family, a lobster, a street sign that says Broadway, giant wooden fork, old baseball mitts, a weather vane, vintage gas station stuff, an electric guitar, a stop sign, a surfboard, a newspaper that says Dewey defeats Truman, the letter E, an enormous playing card, a frisbee, a Fonzie, and much, much more, which I will continue to list right now. A stuffed deer, paintball, an egg crate, a framed $2 bill, a dartboard, a tractor seat, spurs, a trombone, a plane propeller, a section of picket fence, a sword, a piece of a car, a mannequin. Just remember,
when your walls are bare, don't go anywhere with the Things on Restaurant Walls Warehouse Outlet. hockey mask, or a pirate flag, or a prop from Trevor's, or a giant watch, or a metal bucket, or a jug of moonshine, or a poker stick, or a skeleton of an owl.
On Route 9, inside the old airport. Hoo-hoo.
Guillermo, do you know how many subscribers we have on YouTube now?
20 million.
That's right, yeah, that's why we're wearing these glasses. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not, help us get to 20,000,001.